looking, probably, yeah, the Esteren notebook, I'm sure that's what that is. So I'll have to go through the big list and check off stuff as it's discovered. So we'll set that out of the way, and then this looks like another notebook. So who knows which notebook that is? I see the Esteren notebook on the list, but I don't see another notebook. And yeah, given that this is not in any order, I'm not going to try and actually inventory it while I'm doing this. So this looks like the game aids for the new book. So the new book this is book 3, Diarg. These are the game aids for it. So probably, yeah, a folder of maps and character sheets and stuff like that. Yep, so I'll have to crack that open. And here, travels. So the second book was travels, so this is another folder likely full of game aids. And then stuff, game aids for the prologue. And the artwork on this is really fantastic, like the production value and everything. It was one of the things that was, you know, very appealing to me from the beginning. And the last thing in this box, wedged tightly in here. No, not the last thing. A couple of things wedged. Seriously wedged. So more stuff from the 0. So book 0 is the prologue. Let's see, prologue characters, prologue artwork. So these are all like folders that have stuff in them. At the moment, just trying to get through the box. And the next item in here, okay, I'm just gonna hoist this out of the box and move it over here because now it's too big. So this is the green box. Look at the size of that thing. So this has several items in it because it's very heavy. So we have here Ghost Stories artwork. And the Culinary Journey, the Gastrono Geek. So there's a little chef's hat and some glasses worked in there. I'm just kind of curious. I'm gonna. There's this sealed now. Curious about what's in here. So we'll take the plastic off. So it literally is recipes for cooking in Diarg, or cooking in Esteren. So interesting, and it's broken up by courses. That's cool. Pictures. First, this is the first recipe kit I've ever seen with a role-playing game. So they go all out with Shadows of Esteren. Tuath, and so each of the different expansions have had different names. I forget where Tuath is in there. But this is another folder of artwork. This is so these are all books that were fit in the box here. So this is book 2 from Shadows of Esteren, Travels. You can see down there at the bottom. And I think these are all Kickstarter editions of these. So, and it was a good idea of them to pack these inside the boxes because those boxes added as another layer of protection. But you can see here, full color, great artwork, great layout. Just really beautiful product. And this is a French publication, French company that makes these. So that's book 2. I don't know if it says on there. Yeah, Kickstarter Special Edition at the bottom. So most of these should all be the Kickstarter edition. Here's cartography of Tricazelle, which is the world that Shadows of Esteren takes place in. And I'm going to cut this open because this actually has maps that might be interesting to look at. Cut it open without destroying it. And so these are likely all going to be posters. And this is reminiscent of things like Planescape and you know, some of the old Dark Sun, some of the old D&D box sets that came with these poster maps. I used to hang these all over my basement back in high school because that was where we played D&D, in the basement, naturally. So it's kind of reminiscent. I don't really have, well, I've got wall space in my basement, but the problem is this basement has just concrete, so no good way to hang up the posters. Plus, I've already got, down here, I've already got sort of a Civil War theme going on that have occupied most of the space already. But you can see the cartography pack apparently has this kind of stuff. Yeah, you can see more of these are all going to be more of these 3D type maps of various cities. I don't want to unfold all of them just because that will take forever. I'm just curious to see if there's other kinds of things in here. I don't know what these are. These are just like cardstock of different, maybe symbols of different orders in the game. Very cool. Looks like that's taped together. So that's the cartography pack. That probably explains giant maps. Yeah, Tricazillion coats of arms. So that's what all these are. Cool. Here's the prologue book, book 0, is it where you can actually, I believe you can actually download this, a PDF of this for free, just to get you into the system. And it's a very simple system. That was one of the things that appealed to me about it. I mean, pretty much everything, every skill check, everything that you roll for, you're doing on a single D10. So it plays really quickly and easily. So yeah, there's an ad for book 1 at the end of the prologue book. This also the Kickstarter special edition of the prologue. This looks like a DM screen. With again more of that good artwork. Yep. And it's a good glossy printed DM screen that has all your different charts and tables. And then it's one continuous scene of artwork. Very dark and sort of misty world. It's a low magic setting. Some people have described it as a sort of a cross between Game of Thrones and Call of Cthulhu in terms of, you know, the visuals of the setting, and as well as the type of kind of psychological weirdness going on that you would find in in a Call of Cthulhu setting. So this is book 1, The Universe, fairly thick. Know how many pages this is. Character sheets. So 280 pages. And again, very nice production quality, very nice artwork, full color. Looks like that's actually an adventure in there. And I've never actually read through the core source books. I sort of wanted to wait. I read through part of the prologue book that I downloaded the PDF of. I've got access to PDF versions of all these other books as well. That was part of the Kickstarter, but I held off on reading them. I'm really one of those people that really wants, you're just talking about Treacazel, the world. I really like to have the book in my hand. It's hard for me to read off of the screen. Now, this is not the Kickstarter edition. I don't believe they had any Kickstarter editions left of this. You know, for the pledge level that I pledged at, it was, you know, here you can get all the stuff that we still have, basically. I don't believe that they published any new stuff. I mean, I don't believe they republished any of the old stuff just for this Kickstarter. So there was a limited number of these, you know, buy everything setups. And some wrapped package inside. So this is their card game, which I also demoed at Gen Con. Called the Black Rose. This is like the, I don't know, the limited edition of it or whatever. And it comes with, so one of the things that they're really big into doing, the Shadows of Esteren, you know, developers, publishers, whatever, is they also create all this music, and they do like these live music events and stuff over in France. And so there's all this music associated with it too. So this came with, the Kickstarter came with CDs of the different music sets and concerts and stuff that they've done. So that's interesting. And I don't think this is part of the game. I think they just crammed more stuff into the game box. I think this is just actually not entirely sure what this is. Short stories, maybe, a little book of stories. Yeah, book of short stories. Okay, this I believe is the actual like playing board for the actual game. There's some more CDs in here. This is the ARC CD. So 3 CDs, book of stories, and I think this is all, yeah, this is game stuff, because there's the pieces for the game, and it's like one of those hidden deduction type games. There's the rules for it. You know, it was entertaining. It wasn't really a big deal to me whether I got it in the Kickstarter or not. That was just sort of an add-on, or, you know, not an add-on that you actually paid extra for, but something that was just part of the Kickstarter, so it came with it regardless. There's little dice bags here. And this, I don't know if this is part of the game or not. I'm not even sure what's in here. Oh, it's like a metal dice. So metal D10. So I think these are actually extra things. I don't think these are part of the game. I can't get that one open, but it's another metal die, I can tell by the weight. And then here's, I think these are coins, these triangular coins. Oh, here's another die bag. I think it's the same type of metal die that I already have. This is the cards for the game. This is the limited edition Black Rose card. So I believe these coins and the dice are not part of the game. The game is just cards, playing pieces, and a playing board. But cool box. I like the the fold-over magnetic style. So that's not part of the role-playing game. It's a totally separate game in its own right. So this is the giant green box used to store the books. The boxes are nice, although they'd really be better as a slipcase. It's easier to get hardcover books in and out of a slipcase. And then the last big box in the mailing box is the Diarg box. This is the actual book. This is the cover of the actual book that the Kickstarter was for. And this is Diarg Arcs. So probably stories. Yeah. So the character arcs are like a sort of a character setup thing. So you can see this one's titled Love, Ethics, Guilt. So these character arcs are like a way you can add extra or add more detail to your characters. And so again, more great artwork for these. That one's Ambition, Adoption, Origins, Partial Nudity, and there's Regret, and Occult. And it's a whole folder for those. So again, just more major artwork. This looks like character sheets, pack of character sheets. Travel journal. So this is where you can keep track of all your crap while you're traveling. Assorted notes. I do like a place to take, dedicated place to take notes. Here's the actual Diarg book. So dump these out. And this was the book that took them 2.5 years. Not complaining too much. Everything showed up. It's all gorgeous. Well, I haven't done a full inventory yet, but I think everything showed up. And it's about 300 books. You know, they have to translate it and everything, so I can understand it taking a while. But it did start to reach a level where a lot of people wanted their money back, wanted to get out of it, said they'd never pledge again. You know, the usual hyperbole whenever a Kickstarter runs late. But this is definitely the latest Kickstarter I've ever been a part of. And for me, it was even worse because it was delaying all of the books. Like I didn't have I didn't have a single book to sort of tide me over until this new book was released. Everything for me got delayed. So even though I had access to the PDFs, again, like I said, not a huge fan of reading a new system off of a PDF. I like the tangible, a good heavy book with serious artwork in it like this. And this is serious artwork. And so this is like a full adventure in this book. So it's not just, some extra character stuff or whatever. There's a whole adventure / source book. Just gorgeous artwork. And you can see these little symbols here. There's a little movie symbol there, so probably telling the storyteller how to set the scene for particular scenes. So very cool. I can't wait to start diving into this stuff. The only thing missing for a book this big would be the cloth bookmark, which is always a nice thing to have. I'm thinking of like my Call of Cthulhu 7th edition books have the nice bookmarks in them. And then we've also got the Black Moon Handbook, and so some of these are like other source book type things. So I'm not even sure exactly. This is also the Kickstarter edition, and I believe Diarg is going to be, that's also the Kickstarter edition. I'm not sure what the non-Kickstarter cover for this looks like, but so this is also Kickstarter Special Edition. I'm just reading about what this is. Okay, so it's really, this is just sort of a reference book for game leaders. Talking about haunted houses, cursed places, different characters you can use. And again, more fantastic artwork. So the Black Moon Handbook. And another folder of stuff. This is also sealed. There it is. You can barely read with this light, but it's black. It's red on black text. There you go. Monastery of Tuath. Also the Kickstarter Special Edition. I think this is like an adventure / guidebook. Yeah, intended for game leaders. So this is kind of like the one we just looked at, that has sort of research material in it for describing what the monastery is all about, key characters in it. Yeah, more stuff for the game runners to use. Monastery. So Tuath. This must be Monastery of Tuath stuff. So if you want to run an adventure, here's all the stuff. Clues, characters, basically your kit of how to walk people through an adventure in the Monastery of Tuath. The occultism book. This is also sealed. So that's the folder of stuff. This is the same thing. Yeah, another resource guide for game leaders. So I'm focusing on occultism, which may be one of the elements that introduces magic into the game. So heavier on text, this one, not so much artwork. Interesting. Drug trade and geographical influence. Be there. So this would be the adventure. Yeah, a tidy room. So this would be the adventure the adventure in the occultism book, which would be all your stuff in here, clues. A lot of these are set up kind of as mysteries, and that was definitely the several sessions that I've played at Gen Con. They were all run kind of as mysteries. And then these are maps. This looks like, these may be maps for Diarg just because Diarg's right there. So, yeah, Village of Diarg. Just some random artwork. Interesting. It's like set up like a movie poster. Shadows of Esteren. But on the back is the whole world of Treatwell. Interesting. This looks like an identical map, but not with a movie poster on it. Just some Ostabile. just some random stuff. So anyway, that is the full collection of Shadows of Esteren. It is a lot of stuff. Serious amounts of stuff in 3 huge boxes. I'll try and organize it into a pile for a look. So that's book 3, the assorted stuff. Book 1. Book 0. Book 2, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So here are the 3, or rather 4 books. You can see they're even numbered on the side, 0, 1, 2, 3. Here's all of the add-on books and assorted artwork. Here's all the game aids for Varigal. Here's all the character sheets, artwork, and clues. So more game aids and stuff. And then you've got the Black Rose card game, as well as all of the CDs, the little book of stories, the 2 journals, the artwork, the maps, and then the blue box, the red box, and the green box. So that is it. 35 pounds of Shadows of Esteren.